having like way too much fun this morning?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are.
We had way too much fun last night.
Oh, okay. Well, we can talk about that later. No problem. We can talk about this really fun film. Jeremy, I got to start with you because clearly this is a love letter to PEI. I just loved going to some of these locations with you guys. But tell me a little bit about the genesis of this because, like, did you secretly always want it to be a PI? Never mind making films. Like, come on.
Yeah, I did actually. When I was living in Toronto, I was, a struggling artist trying to make ends meet. And there was a 1 week private investigator course that was offered by this company in Toronto. And I was really like very close to taking it because I was like, yeah, 1 week, that's not too much of my life, and I can get a second career out of it. But then when I actually had a job interview I didn't take the course, but when I went for a job interview at a PI firm to be an editor, they showed me the footage that they watch every day and they scrubbed through it. And it was literally like a static camera shot out of a car window, just looking at a grocery store for 12 hours. Yeah, for an insurance fraud case. And I was like, you know what, this isn't as glamorous as I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Put that idea aside. And I had been writing a film noir script at that time. And I decided to kind of put that private investigation angle into the movie. And then the idea of a P.E.I. was really compelling to me because, like, referencing the title, Who's Your Father? That's a way to make connection on the island, to figure out, like, how are we connected to each other?
Right.
And try to be a private investigator in a place so small where the connections are so close was, like, a really funny idea to me.
Yeah, I know it is very funny. And Chris, you do a great job. I mean, first of all, his name's Larry Constable. Like, don't you think he should have been a cop?
I don't know if Larry could have hacked that.
No. Yeah, I probably would have,
Failed the academy.
Keystone Cop.
Yeah, hit myself.
Who knows? It could be in the sequel. It could be in the sequel. He moves up.
Yeah.
Moves up, right? You got to think
Good
about
job
that.
every movie.
Yeah. Larry Constable Larry
Love it.
Constable. Yeah.
You see, I can help write this script, Jeremy. I've got ideas. I've got ideas.
All right.
But Chris, for you, I mean, like seriously, way too much fun between you and Susan. Your scenes were hilarious. But to get into the mindset of this PI who really, as Jeremy said, like, I mean, first of all, the island is so small, so everybody knows each other. He takes a gig because he's checking out on his cousin's casserole dish. I mean, right? Like, how do you get into the mindset of this guy?
It was very hard for me because I had to behave like a simple man.
Right.
No, it wasn't that hard. It was just like, yeah, it was kind of like, yeah, it's just, it's like, how would I experience this? Like each experience, like it was fresh in the moment every time something was happening to me.
Yeah.
And that sort of helped create Larry because he sort of is naive, like floating through each moment and experience. Yeah. And it really helped that we shot so many scenes. Every scene was drastically like weeks out of order. So then I'd literally come on set and be like, what, where am I again, to Jeremy? And like, so even being disoriented in that regard helped.
Excellent.
Larry flow through life. Yeah.
That's awesome. Susan, I really like Rhonda. I really feel for her because here she is in this, small community, whatever. And this guy comes into her life and she's like, okay, this adventure. I mean, how cool was it? How much fun did you have playing her? Because to me, it seemed like you improv a lot, I think.
It was the most fun. It was the most fun. First of all, Jeremy wrote this hilarious script where I got to just like go to the wall with everything. And then he partnered me with Chris, who like ups everybody's game that he's around. So it was just like, and kept us all laughing so much. So it was like, it's funny because when I first got the script, I'm like, oh, this is really great. Oh, she's nuts. She's nuts. How do I? And then I was like, oh, she's me. Okay, it's just me. Just go for it. So yeah.
Oh yeah, and you both did. Like, there's no question. Jeremy, the locations, like I said earlier, they're just awesome. But I understand even some of them were close to where you grew up. Like, did you have any issues like shooting there? Were the locals like, yeah, open arms? What was it like to shoot there?
Oh, it's been incredible. I've been making projects on the island for about 15 years now. And they just welcome us with everything. They will go out of their way so much to try to help. a film production, and they've been doing that for me for the last 10, 15 years. On previous projects, I've gotten so much support from the community. It's unbelievable. I just make phone calls and I know the people personally. Like I know who owns, like who looks after the wharf. I know the guy who owns Richards. So I can just make those calls personally, and people are reaching out to me asking me how they can help, which is incredible. And
that's so nice. Yeah,
it's really nice, and I think it's kind of special and unique. I try not to take it for granted how lucky I am in that respect. And I'd say like half the locations, at least in the movie, are within like a 10-minute drive of where I grew up in P.E.I. And some locations are literally next door to my parents' house.
Wow.
Yeah, I just had to walk across the tree line to get to set some days.
Yeah, I think one night your dad came out to tell us to keep it down.
Yeah, I was like, turn that car off, will you?
Was your mother craft service? Like, did she cook for everybody?
Well, she did. Actually, my dad would make cookies and muffins for everyone.
Right.
Yeah, he's very, and I think he's actually going to bring some to the premiere tonight. He's going to bring some.
Nice.
Of
Oh, that's so nice. That's fantastic. Well, now that we're on the topic of food, I got to say, I was very hungry watching this movie because seriously, everything looks so delicious. So I need to know how much food was truly consumed. Chris, you want to take that one?
Well, we definitely ate the best lobster rolls and seafood that I've ever had, and I would eat it for real. I never had a spit bucket, I must say. Yeah, I ate everything for real. Well, actually, the restaurant scene, that one plate was like, that was that's a trick of movie making. It was an old plate that was like rotting. No, I didn't touch the plate in the restaurant. Yeah, but
the lobster dinner scene.
Yeah, that was a fake.
Yo, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
we did like Richards, the place that we shot at.
Oh, we ate all that ice cream too.
Yeah.
So much ice cream because we kept having to eat it down for continuity to retake. So we were like, oh, it's okay, I'll do it. Gobble, 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 gobble.
Yeah.
But then we each ate like 10 ice cream cones. But the place Richards, Richards Wharf that we shot at, and that makes the best lobster roll in the world, actually catered our lunch that day. So we got fed so good.
Oh, when I bail off of the steps at Richards and spill fish and chips all over the parking lot,
the ground. Yeah,
I did eat a bunch of fries off the ground.
You had to fight a gull.
They're good fries. Yeah, you had to fight a gull for a fry.
I wasn't giving them up.
Movie that would have been hilarious.
Yeah, I know.
Outtakes.
But I did not give up. That I genuinely, Chris, not Larry, wanted to still try the fish and chips.
They're that good.
Oh, very funny.
And I have still good.
Okay, so I have to know too, because Rhonda's famous for her seafood chowder. So Susan, why don't you start? What's the best seafood or clam chowder you've ever had?
Oh my God, that is a tough question.
Yeah, she's from Newfoundland.
Okay.
They've got good chowder there.
There's good chowder there. Chowder's not as big there as it is here. Yeah.
Yeah. Blue Mussel Cafe, I will say, in Rustico is known for its chowder. Rustico is just a hop, skip, and a jump from Cove Head. They're known for having particularly great chowder. I'm sure there's islanders out there that be screaming different places out right now.
For sure.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd say Blue Mussel Cafe is one of them.
Okay, and Chris, how about you?
My mom's whole family comes from the Maritimes in New Brunswick, and I've had so much fish and chips, so many lobster rolls and fish sandwiches, but I avoid chowder. There's something about the consistency of chowder that scares the crap out of me. But they didn't keep it in the film, because how many food on my face jokes do you need? In the ice cream store, I got ice cream all in my mustache. But when I'm at Rhonda's house with her chowder, I was eating that, and it slopped all over my face for a couple takes. We didn't keep that.
Yeah.
But that chowder was all right.
That was out of a tin.
That was out of a tin, yeah. We didn't actually have any real chowder. That chowder recipe that's in the movie is an actual chowder recipe from a family recipe,
Oh, so are you going to share that with us or no?
So watch the movie. Tell everyone
you have to watch the movie, get the chowder recipe.
Yeah, no, I know, I remember, but okay, well, because I don't remember things by heart. I got to write it all out, so I'll have to go back and
I'll make sure you get the chowder recipe. We'll make sure.
I appreciate that. Okay, that's good.
Tell everyone you got to watch this movie specifically to get that chowder recipe.
Okay, that's right. Okay, but the one thing I did learn though is you have to take chowder to a girl fight. Correct, Susan?
Yeah, you do. If you want to win, You got to show up with Chowder. Deal was such a sport too. That was a huge, huge amount of chowder. It was like a cat's litter box worth of chowder. We had one shot to do it, and they were trying out, like, props were incredible. They were trying out different consistencies, because it's like you get one shot. If it's too heavy, it's going to go here. If it's too light, it's going to go over our head. So we were outside while they were setting up and putting down plastic and stuff like that. And they would hand me a new one, and I would throw it at a tree to hopefully like get it where Dio's face would be.
Yeah.
And then she did it in one and was amazing.
They trained to how to throw chowder.
At a tree's face.
Yeah.
You learn a lot. You learn a lot watching this film. I got to tell you, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, guys, congratulations on it. It really is very, very funny. And like I said, I'm looking forward to, Larry Constable, the Cop, the sequel. So think about that, because I think that's, I think that's gold too. But congratulations. Great talking to you. And thank you so much for your time this morning. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Nice chatting.
Okay, bye guys. Have a nice weekend. Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.